Hello YouTube, it's Peter Gaming Scotland here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and gaming lots. So if you're new here, hello, welcome, thank you for subscribing to the channel and watching my content. So in this series, I like to look at the trophy list for new and up and coming games. So in today's video, we'll be looking at the trophy list for the new and up and coming Resident Evil 3 Remake. I like to look at the trophy list, give you my thoughts on said trophies and the list in general. But if this is something that you don't want to watch because you don't want to have any spoilers for the game when it releases, by all means you don't need to watch. So this video will contain spoilers of the story and maybe a couple of the other trophies of what to do in the game. So if you don't want to watch or know any spoilers, by all means don't watch the video. So that being said, let's jump into the trophy list for the Resident Evil 3 Remake. So the Resident Evil 3 Remake has a total of 33 trophies. So obviously you've got the Platinum Trophy for obtaining all trophies in the game. So next up then we have Hard Awakening, Escape from Jill's Building. So this is probably going to be story related or one of the first trophies you get maybe in the game. As I've said previously in other videos that I've never played Resident Evil 3 Original. The only chance I got to play was the Resident Evil 3 Remake demo last week. So I'm going into this pretty much fresh and new. So if these suggestions and ideas are totally wrong, by all means let me know in the comment section if you've played the original game. So Hard Awakening, Escape from Jill's Building. Now this is probably going to be, as I said, very near the start of the game, probably the first trophy you get. So as long as you escape from Jill's building, so maybe you start off in Jill's house or Jill's apartment and she maybe gets a call saying, oh, the people are going mental outside, so she has to escape. So maybe you have to do a puzzle, or just by playing the game you escape the building. Next up we've got Go Ahead in the Metro, escape from the residential area of Raccoon City. So there'll probably be a residential area where people are staying out with the sort of main centre of it. You've just got to escape. This is probably just by playing the story, so this is probably going to be story related, this one. Change of scenery, leave downtown Raccoon City. Again, this will probably be story related. You've just got to progress through the story, maybe do a couple of puzzles, find a couple of collectibles, and yeah, just do your main missions and you'll eventually leave downtown. A little space, increase the inventory capacity. Now in Resident Evil 2 there was ammo pouches and inventory pouches throughout the game, so this will probably be the same in Resident Evil 3. You'll probably find a inventory pouch somewhere in a safe or in a locker or just randomly hiding somewhere. So just do that once I think and you'll probably get the trophy, but it doesn't say along the lines of increase your inventory capacity as full as possible, so I think this is just for doing it once. Let it go. Push Nemesis to abandon an object. So this makes me think that you'll probably come across Nemesis multiple times. Maybe you've got to stand in a certain location to try and make him abandon an object by standing in a certain area, because he likes to chase you and follow you, so that might come into play when going for this one. Backfire, defeat Nemesis on the roof. So I don't know if this is always going to be a boss fight against Nemesis. Whether this happens at the start of the game or the end of the game, we don't know yet. So yeah, that's probably going to be a boss fight for defeating Nemesis on the roof. It's probably going to be story related as well. The power of gems, place all the gems in the metro station clock. Now we did see the metro station clock in the demo version of people that have played it. I've noticed it. It's probably something like to do with a puzzle, and the gems will probably be scattered around the certain area of that part of the game. You just have to find all the gems, or you maybe get given a gem from an NPC potentially in the story and you have to go and save them up and put them all in this clock to make it do something, or I'm not really sure as to what and why that is necessary at this stage, but we'll see when the game comes out. Emergency call, leave the police station. So this is probably going to be story related. You get to the police station for whatever reason, we don't know yet, and as long as you leave it you get the trophy. Breaking Brad, kill Brad. Now being new to the Resident Evil 3 games and the franchise as a whole, I don't know who Brad is. Is he an NPC? Does he work for Victor Mikhail as part of the STARS group of people, or is he a villain? Is he a baddie? We'll have to wait and see. So you've just got to kill him and get the trophy for it. This list has got a couple of hidden trophies in it which I can't unfortunately find out what they are, so I'll be going in fresh to see the full list when it releases. So this list is as full as it can be, so it's a hidden trophy, don't know what that is. I don't know what I have. Leave the square of the clock tower. So there's probably going to be a clock tower within the story with a big square around it, so I'm assuming you just have to leave this part of the story and move on to get the trophy. Near the danger, follow Nikolai into the depths of installation. So this sounds like a more deeper part of the story, maybe further on in the story, halfway through potentially, to get the story related trophy potentially. The flower with fuses, collect collect all the fuses in the hangar in less than 5 minutes. So this sounds like a story related puzzle, maybe, where you're in the hangar of, I don't know, in the game. You've got to collect all the fuses in less than 5 minutes. So this sounds like a mini speedrun puzzle, maybe to progress the story, potentially, I don't know. Nemesis the Return. Defeat Nemesis in its second form. I think this is going to be the second boss fight with Nemesis in the game. So defeat him for a second time to get this one. So moving on then, we have Nemesis the Return of Revival. Defeat Nemesis in its third form. So this sounds like a third boss fight with Nemesis. This is probably going to be the one towards the end of the game, maybe, or it might not be. There might be more than 3 boss fights with Nemesis, but I think this is probably going to be your game ending boss fight with Nemesis. So next up we've got a hidden trophy, which I don't really know what it says. So it's next up we have Fusion. Upgrade a weapon. So like within the demo, you could find red dot sights or other attachments for your weapons in safes or in lockers. So I think this is just a case of finding a red dot sight or something similar for your pistol or your assault rifle maybe, and just adding it as an attachment, and you'll probably be able to upgrade your weapon and get this trophy. So next up then we have G.I. Joe. Complete the game in hardcore mode or higher. So there's probably going to be multiple difficulty modes like there was in Resident Evil 2. So in this one, complete the game in hardcore mode for the trophy. Now if you complete the game in hardcore mode, you'll probably get the trophy for standard mode, or if there's one for assisted mode, maybe. I think they're going to be stackable in this game like they were in Resident Evil 2. Next up we've got a hidden trophy again, don't know what that says. Next up we have Sensational. Complete the game with an S rank. Now I think in Resident Evil 2, in order to get an S rank, you had to get through the game fairly quickly. There was different time limits on getting through the game. That was for like the really good unlimited ammo for your rocket launcher and minigun, I believe. So I think this is going to be similar here with this one. I think it'll just be a case of getting through the game as quickly as possible and probably with as a limited amount of deaths as possible. So Pandora's box. Complete the game without opening the item chest. Now this is identical to the trophy in Resident Evil 2 Remake. You just can't use the item box at all. It's going to be difficult. Maybe you can combine this with another potential trophy in this list further on, or maybe you might have to do a separate playthrough just for this one. I think in the Resident Evil 2 game, a remake, I combined this one with the 14,000 steps. So basically completing the game with less than 14,000 steps. Now that does seem quite difficult, but if you know the game inside out, you'll be able to not take as many steps. But obviously that trophy isn't in this list, I don't think. But we'll see. Saturated emergencies. Resist the horde of zombies. Now this sounds like maybe in the story there's a horde of zombies which you can't interact with, or you can't get them to notice you. So maybe you just have to stealth past these group of zombies to get this trophy. Hello Charlie. Destroy a Charlie figurine. Now these are very similar to the bobbleheads or raccoon bobbleheads in Resident Evil 2. They'll be scattered around the whole map and you just have to shoot one, the very first one, to get this one I think. Double cut. Defeat 2 enemies with a single shot. You might be able to do this with the pistol. Get 2 zombies to line up with a headshot and boom. Or you're probably easier to get this with an upgraded weapon or a really fantastic weapon further in the story. Line up 2 zombies with a potential minigun or a flamethrower or whatever the awesome weapons are in this game. Kill 2 zombies with 1 bullet and voila, the trophy's yours. All seen, all read. Read all story documents. So this is a collectible guide for all the documents in the game. There'll be a trophy guide on YouTube by the time this game launches for that one. Another hidden trophy, we don't know what that could be. Travelling arsenal. Obtain all available weapons in the campaign. Again, you don't know whether these will be given to you or whether you'll have to find them like they were in Resident Evil 2 Remake. There might be multiple weapons, so they're probably going to be a pistol, a shotgun, an assault rifle, maybe a sniper rifle, potentially, I don't know, or maybe some really overpowered weapon. We'll have to wait and see how many there are in this game. So next up then, we have Open Sesame. Open all safes, lockers and locks. So for the safe combinations, you'll probably be scattered around, or you might have to go into more detail and read like the documents that you find for safe combinations, but there'll probably be a guide on YouTube for them. And in terms of lockers and locks, there'll probably be a way to open them. Maybe you get a lockpick as an ability, or maybe as part of the story, or I don't know how you must have to get a lockpick somehow. Maybe you find it in a locker or in a safe for that one. Next up we have Tonic Jill. Complete the game in normal mode or higher, so just play the standard game on standard difficulty or normal mode for this trophy. As I said, I think that if you play on the higher difficulty, you'll be able to unlock all the lower difficulty trophies, as I think they're stackable in this game. Could be wrong, but I think they might be. You're Not Bad. Complete the game without using more than one healing item. This sounds quite difficult, so by this point you'll probably have completed the game a couple times. You'll know how to get through the game and what items you need to progress the story. So if you can get through the game really quickly and maybe avoid zombies, then you'll be able to hopefully get this one fairly easier than if you try and get this on your first playthrough, for example. So this could mean one herb. You could use one green herb, or if you combine it for like the red herb, that could be it for the whole game. Or maybe you want to save it for a boss fight. But anyway, the more you play these games, the easier they become. So hopefully you'll be able to combine this one with maybe a couple other trophies or what have you. Parked in double file. Complete the game in less than 2 hours, so obviously this is going to be your speedrun trophy. The Resident Evil 2 Remake had time limits for like, hardcore, so if you completed the game in hardcore mode in under I think 2 hours 30 minutes or under 3 hours, you got access to unlimited rocket launcher or minigun, I believe. So I think this might be similar here. You might get a really good overpowered weapon with unlimited ammo if you beat this, and obviously but it's a silver trophy, so I'm expecting this game to be around 8 hours because the Resident Evil 2 Remake was around 8 hours on my first playthrough. So as I say, once you play this game multiple times, you'll be able to get to grips with where you need to go, what items you need to progress the story. So this might be doable, it might take a few tries, but I think we'll get there eventually with it. And that is the end of the trophy list. What do you guys think of the Resident Evil 3 Remake trophy list? Is it harder than what you thought? Is it easier than what you thought? I personally think there's a lot of variety in the trophy list. Yes, a couple of the trophies seem quite difficult, but I think with a lot of practice we'll be able to get through these as a community, and obviously as me playing and as you playing. So yeah, so let me know your thoughts down below of the trophy list, what your thoughts are on it. As always, thank you very much for watching. I love to hear what your thoughts are on the comment section. I love to read all your comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. I've been Pastry Gaming Scotland, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks very much indeed, guys. Bye bye.